In this webisode, we asked some engineering ambassadors what their favorite classes at Penn State were.
So my favorite class at Penn State was EE210, which is a basic circuits and devices class. And I really love getting hands-on with the work that I'm doing. And in EE210, the normal lectures are actually supplemented by a lab course too. So you learn about things like resistors, capacitors, inductors, and then you actually are able to build circuits and applying that knowledge and actually really get hands-on. And then your final project is to design and create a very own sound card, which actually works. So it's really cool. You go through selecting all the components out and do all the soldering yourself too. So it's a really neat class. And don't just think that the classes at Penn State are just going to be strictly lectures. You'll have an opportunity to get that first-hand, hands-on experience too. So.
My favorite class here at Penn State, non-engineering, had to be Intro to World Religion, which I took my freshman year. And what's really cool about it is the teacher was really, really knowledgeable. And he'd actually traveled all over the place and been to where these religions were actually located. So he put into perspective some really, really complicated concepts like Buddhism and Hinduism in a way that we could all relate to it, and it was really cool.
My favorite class here at Penn State was this engineering mechanics lab that I took last year. Basically, we spent the whole semester breaking metal pieces and metal rods apart just to kind of see what kind of stresses were involved and what kind of forces were able to do that kind of stuff.
My favorite class here at Penn State was Intro to Basic Drawing because it allowed me to be creative and allowed me to take a break from my intensive engineering classes.
Alright, well, my favorite class that I've taken so far is actually this semester. It's STS 297A, Structures in Society. I'm a civil engineer, so just to learn about the history of certain monumental buildings and from the professor who's a retired structural engineer and his perspective, it's pretty awesome.
My favorite class here at Penn State is the sailplane class. I'm an aerospace engineer and it's a class that I take every semester. It's project-based, so for the past 2 years I've built 2 different remote control airplanes to compete in an international competition sponsored by the AIAA.
And my favorite course that I took while here at Penn State is golf. And I'm an avid golfer. I like to golf a lot over the summertime, so I actually took it as one of my summertime classes. And we got to go to the golf courses, putt on the putting range, and we also got a lot of free driving range tokens. So that was kind of one of the perks of it. Plus, I actually got taught by the actual professional teaching instructor at the golf course. So I got a quality instruction from the golf course and actually learned a couple of things.
It's one of my favorite classes because it's really hands-on and we get to do stuff like weld metals together and practice the technique. And it's not just a guys class, girls like it too, and we get to get really hands-on and dirty.
What I appreciate about IE311 is that it's very hands-on. We learn a lot in class, a lot of conceptual stuff, but as you can see here, this is where we actually pour the molten metal and learn about how it's made, and we get the weld, and the best part is we get to keep everything we make also.
My favorite engineering class is bioengineering, research, and design. During the course, we have the ability to work in a team and go through the entire engineering design process in order to make medical devices to be sent over to Kenya. Once the medical devices were in Kenya, all we need to do is hook them up to a computer and basically collect all the information to send to doctors in order to make healthcare more accessible to people in rural areas.
My favorite class at Penn State is thermodynamics for chemical engineers because our professor made it really, really fun, and also because it was kind of like my aha moment that I actually really like chemical engineering, and I was pretty scared to take the class, but it all ended well, and I'm really happy about that.
So I've had 5 years of experience here at Penn State, taking quite a few classes. I've had some good ones and I've had some bad ones. Probably my best class is happening right now, one of my best classes. It's called Composites Processing. We actually have a lab course where we learn about how they make composite materials. And we're laying up composites like they would for airplanes like the Boeing 787. And it's very hands-on class. It's something that seniors typically take and fulfill some technical requirements, some technical elective requirements. It's a pretty exciting class and it's something I would recommend to anyone.
I think that
CAS
100A for
engineers is
the best class that
an engineer should take.
It has
many
experiences
enhancing
your knowledge
and helping
you
broaden your
Horizons.
Period.